Hare Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama,
Rama.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Now looks like Hare Krishna mantra is stuck on your tongue, cannot come out. Aho bhato bhato abhigariyane yajivagre vartate nama tubhyam. Shastra says most auspicious. It's already getting. Okay, now we take up. Today we are taking up from Bhagavatam, the next portion. So last time yesterday studied the life of Narada.
Narada.
Beautiful life, has so much inspiration. Let us see now the next what happens after Narada instructions. So I will keep going like this. This will become like a summary study of what you say of Bhagavatam. Just like your Gita study, this is Bhagavatam. I already have made some till 9, so aram se I can go for 3-4 classes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
There is previous chapter, something else also. Long time ago for students I had made this presentation, so lucky that I'm able to reuse now. But I will have to work for 2-3 classes. I have no work. After that, work will start. So now this is ready. Yes.
24/7 is not enough for Prabhuji. Full.
That is actually a grace, no? It's a grace
Yes.
of the Lord.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Otherwise, it's not possible to.
Yes, so much. With your enlightenment, we feel blessed because we are able to spend so much in devotional journey, this pathway.
We are also enjoying. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Gauri Shankar ji, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay, now let us take a. So we ended here yesterday. Let us continue that. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Varandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurkalitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Bhagavate Vedanta. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Charini Sheshaya Shulavadi Bhattacharya Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasa Bhaktivinoda Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Samadhi yoga patay kamaloba kunta sevaya yatra adana shamyati. Beautiful. If you see this, it's amazing. This shloka. That's the beauty of Bhagavatam. Each shloka Prabhupada says, if we hear even one shloka of Bhagavatam, so much we can. Now you see the meaning of this shloka, how beautiful it is. Not this chapter. It is true that by practicing restraint of the senses by the yoga system, one can get relief from the disturbance of the desire and lust. But, very big but is there, this is not sufficient to give satisfaction to the soul. For the satisfaction, this satisfaction is derived from devotional service to the personality of God. Now, most of the people today, when they think about spiritual life, they do this. They do some kind of meditation. Today I was explaining to somebody that, why don't take up a devotion? No. We heard that God has no form and we can imagine in any form. Kept saying, then I had to little scold him. Why you want to continue to be foolish when Krishna is saying, no, that is not needed. So that is what everybody is trying to do. Isn't that's a stage of consciousness today? God has no form and he uses form. And where is the devotion service then to the Lord? In that kind of conception, there is no devotion service. But here it's so clear, if I control myself and I, practice some meditation, ज़्यादातर लोग वही करते हैं, तो थोड़ा शांति तो मिलता है मन का, लेकिन आनंद नहीं आता उससे। ज़्यादा लोग उसी में संतुष्ट हो जाते हैं। मन को चाहिए शांति, शरीर को चाहिए सुख, आत्मा को चाहिए आनंद। तो मन का थोड़ा शांति मिल जाता है, लेकिन आत्मा को आनंद नहीं मिलता। So there is nothing for the soul. So most of the people become satisfied. Correct? You understood? Body not some sukha, some comfort, sitting on a seat now and feeling very comfortable. Then mind not needs shanti. मन को थोड़ा शांति चाहिए, आत्मा को आनंद चाहिए. तो मन को शांति जरूर मिलता है. उपद्रव करना बंद करोगे, मन को तो शांति बहुत मिलेगा. लेकिन आत्मा के आनंद का क्या होगा? That we forget. So Atma doesn't get an opportunity to be happy and enjoy devotion service if you do not give it. So practicing restraint of the senses by yoga system, one can get relief from the disturbances of desire and lust. But that will not be complete. इसी में लोग संतुष्ट हो जाते हैं, but they should go more. There is some kind of mercy of Krishna when he can, mind is calm, but why not get more mercy? That is happiness in service. That's what Narad Muni authority is speaking here. The senses are considered like venomous serpent. The yoga system is just to control them. By his experience, Narada says that devotion with the Lord is more effective than practical the system of artificially controlling the senses. Pure devotion with the Lord without being tinged with fruity work, mystic work, or speculative philosophy is the foremost procedure to attain self-realization. So we have to purify devotion service. Jnana karmadi anavritam. Then it is very, very pleasing to Krishna. Oh Vyasadeva, you are free from all sense. Thus I have explained my birth and activities for self-realization as you asked. All this will be conducive for your personal satisfaction also. So it's encouraging. Veda Vyasa is on one level, totally pure soul, actually incarnation of God by arrangement of the Lord, just like Arjuna arrangement. Krishna himself has put into some kind of bewilderment and now he's speaking. All this will be conducive for your personal satisfaction also. The importance of hearing, gradual development and detachment, Janeti Asu Vairagyam is very important. Glory to the devotion service from a saint like Narada. Point. Importance of hearing, reading Bhagavatam, chanting Hare Krishna, or what you're doing now, hearing Bhagavatam. Having the audience of the Lord is also possible through that process of hearing. All mysteries of trans-realization are duly explained by Narad Muni himself and glory to the devotion service, which are hardly delineated even in the original text of the Vedas. These are very, very confidential things. Just by superficial reading of the Vedas, you will not get it. Suta vacha evam sambhasya bhagavan narado vasavi sutam. Suta Goswami said that addressing Vyasa, Sri Narad Muni took leave of him and vibrating on his veena instrument, he left to wander at his free will. All glory and success to Sri Narad Muni because he glorified the activities of the personality Godhead, and so doing, he himself takes pleasure and also enlivens all the distressed souls of this universe. So how fortunate is Narada? So you want to become fortunate like Narada, we should think. Every living being is anxious for full freedom because that is its transcendental nature. And this freedom is obtained only through the transcendental service of the Lord. We want freedom, but freedom comes by service to Krishna. सबको स्वतंत्रता चाहिए, लेकिन कृष्ण का सेवा में स्वतंत्रता मिलता है. The illusion of the external energy, everything is free, but actually is bounded by the laws. And Prabhupada spent the whole purport on free, free, free. Because here it says free. It glorifies, take pleasure, and lives. Is left to wander at his free will. Narada Muni is wherever he wants he can go. कोई उनके लिए रुका रावण के पैलेस में भी घुस जाते हैं. उनको डर किस चीज का डर नहीं और टोटल फ्री है ना. दुनिया में उनका जैसा फ्री नहीं है कोई. कहीं भी घुस जाओ, कहीं कुछ भी बोल दो. But because he is servant of the Lord, every word he says, every word he sings is so powerful. Practically he is a guru. He is the guru of the universe. Narada Muni पूरे ब्रह्मांड के गुरु है ना. सबके गुरु हैं. वेद व्यास जी के गुरु हैं, नारद प्रहलाद के गुरु हैं, सबके गुरु हैं. And it's totally free. So Prabhupada talks about freedom now from this, not like a poetry. It's everybody wants freedom. किसी को है जो freedom नहीं चाहिए है ना. बुढ़ापा आ रहा है, चाहिए नहीं freedom, नहीं चाहिए हमको बुढ़ापा. Freedom है नहीं है, फंसे हुए हैं है ना. Illusion of external energy, everything. सब लोग सोचते हैं free है, कुछ नहीं free हो. दा उरुदाम निबद्धा, प्रहलाद महाराज से रस्सियों से बंधे हुए. In all spheres of devotion service, freedom in the main. Now, Prabhupada says, bhakti में भी freedom ही freedom है. Freedom के बिना भक्ति नहीं होती. हमारा freedom है, भगवान का नमस्कार करेंगे नहीं करेंगे. Freedom है, इसलिए भक्ति होती है. अगर freedom नहीं हो तो भक्ति कैसे होगा? तो पूरा freedom ही freedom है. But without freedom there is no भक्ति. कृष्ण ने इसलिए तो free छोड़ देते हैं. आज तुम्हें नहीं रहना था, ठीक है जा material world में. Freedom देते हैं भगवान. The freedom surrender to the Lord does not mean that devotee become dependent in every respect. No. Prabhupada says the Pandavas, by all good luck, are totally surrendered to the Lord. That is, they exercise the freedom to surrender. Unka choice tha, hai na? Not force. To surrender unto the Lord through transparent meeting of spiritual master to attain complete freedom of life. So Prabhupada said, then you get total freedom. Okay. So this chapter ends there. And what we learn from Narad Muni, for the special pleasure we get in service to the Lord is confidential. We go to enter the next chapter now. Chapter 7, text 1 to 4. So see, Bhagavad, just like Gita, Bhagavatam is also going full speed. Shri Vyasa meditation after Narad Muni's departure. Shaunakari says, "Oh Suta, the great and transcendental powerful Vyasa heard everything from Shri Narad Muni. So after Narada's departure, what did he do? Now this is his place, Badrik Ashram, if you have gone there. आपने देखा ऐसा ही है? ये तो फोटो मिला है. And ये वेद व्यास जी का वहाँ पे मूर्ति है. In this chapter, the clue of describing Srimad was picked up as Maharaj Parikshit miraculously saved in the womb of his mother. The whole story will come of Ashwatthama connected to Parikshit Maharaj's birth. Before commencing the great epic Srimad Bhagavatam, Shri Vyasa realized the whole truth by trance and devotion. And this is Parikshit Maharaj's situation. He saw the Lord. Yesterday we discussed this. Suta Goswami said, Shri Suta said, on the western bank of the river Saraswati, which is intimately related to the Vedas, there is a cottage of meditation at Samprayapasha, which enlivens the transcendental activities of the sages. For spiritual advance and knowledge, a suitable place and atmosphere are definitely required. Shri Vyasa was a householder, yet his residential place, Samprayasha, Samyaprasha, is called an ashrama. The ashrama is a place where spiritual culture is always foremost. It does not matter whether the place belongs to a householder or a mendicant. Brahmachari, Grihas, Vanapras, Sannyasi all belong to the same mission of life, realization of supreme. Therefore, all are called ashramas. Brahmachari, ashrama. Grihas, ashrama. Vanapras, ashrama. But ashrama means there should be some sanctity. ये नहीं बात दारू चल रही है वो आश्रम हो गया, वो तो आश्रम नहीं होता है ना. आश्रम में there has to be some sanctity, then it is ashram. But grihas, ashram. Vanapras, ashram. None of them are less important as far as spiritual culture is concerned. The difference is the matter of formality and strength of renunciation. Sannyasis are given more respect, but everybody is in a ashram. In that place, Srila Vyasa in his own ashram, which was surrounded by berry trees, sat down to meditate after touching the water for purification. Thus he fixed his mind perfectly, engaging it by linking it to the devotional service, bhakti yoga, without any tinge of materialism, and thus he saw the absolute personality God along with the external energy which was under his full control. These are the important shlokas which I have put. These are some important shlokas which I marked blue. Bhakti yogena manasi samyak pranihite amale apashyat purusham purnam yamaya tatapashayam. So he sat down, and what did he see? Bhakti yogena manasi samyak pranihite amale. His mind was totally pure by linking process devotion service. Apashyat purusham purnam. He saw the Lord and Maya under his total control. So he got darshan. Vedavyas ji ko bhi darshan milta hai Bhagwan ka. He sees the Lord and Maya. Can you see that? By meditation, he saw the Lord, Krishna and Maya, all acting Maya totally under his total control. Not Maya, not independent. Prabhupada notes from Prabhupada purport. Perfect vision of the absolute truth is possible only by the linking process of devotion service. Sri Vyasa did not take notice of the effulgence of the Brahman because that is not absolute vision. The word apashyam sees the energy of the Lord is under full control. The Param Purusha cannot be anyone except Sri Krishna himself, as he'll explain in the later shlokas. Yaya sammohito jiva atmanam trigunatmakam paro api manute anartam tat kritam chavipadyate. Due to external energy, the living entity, although transcended to the three modes of metal nature, thinks of himself as metal product and thus undergoes the reactions of miserable life. These three shlokas have lot of meaning. Yaya sammohito jiva. He said the living area totally enchanted with the metal energy. And covered by the Maya, it thinks I am product of the three energies. Paro api. Even though he is superior, although transcended three modes, Paro, even though he has nothing to do with Maya, Manute Aratham is trapped in this thing. And Tat Kritam Chabi Patite undergoes all the reactions of metal miseries. The living being is by constitution transcendent to the metal engagement, but he is not imprisoned by the external energy, therefore he thinks himself one of the metal products. Due to his unholy contact, the pure spiritual entity suffers metal miseries under the modes of metal nature. The present perverted way of thinking, feeling and willing under metal condition is not natural for him. Due to the unholy contact, Prabhupada using the word unholy contact, the pure spiritual entity suffers metal miseries under the modes of metal nature. We are suffering because of unholy contact with the metal energy. The Prabhupada's purport. The present conditional stage is due to the influence of external energy, which means that the illusory energy takes the initiative where the Supreme Lord is aloof. The Lord does not interfere with the task of illusion energy because of performance illusion energy are also necessary for the reformation of the conditioned soul. The king puts the disobedient children within the walls of the jail. The surrendering process is completed by the influence of association. They get a taste of hearing about the Lord, and with such hearing only are they gradually elevated to the platform of respect, devotion, attachment for the Lord. The conditioned souls are being reclaimed by the Lord both ways, namely by the process of punishment by the external energy of the Lord, and by himself as a spiritual master within and without. The material miseries of the living entity which are superfluous to him can he directly anarthopashamam shakshad bhakti yoga madhokshaje lokasya ajanato vidvam chakre satvata samhita. The material miseries of the living entity which are superfluous to him can be directly mitigated by the linking process of devotion service. But the mass of people do not know this, and therefore learned Veda Vyasadeva compiled the Vedic literature which is in the relation to the Supreme Truth. So Veda Vyasa see the remedial measures for the conditioned soul, namely the process of devotion service. It is the great transcendental science that begins the process of hearing and chanting of the name, fame, glory, etc. of the Supreme Personality Godhead. Revival of the dormant affection love of God does not depend on the mechanical system of hearing and chanting, but solely and wholly depends on the causeless mercy of the Lord. The Lord is fully satisfied with the sincere efforts of the devotee. He may endow him with the loving transcendental service. Okay, now, this shloka. I will just take few shlokas and then maybe have a class today. Simply by giving oral reception to the Vedic literature, the feeling of loving devout service to the Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, sprouts up at once to extinguish the fire of lamentation, illusion, and fearfulness. Simply by hearing the message of Srimad Bhagavatam, one gets attachment for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. And as soon as this is effective, the symptoms of mental disease disappear. The transcendental sound is so effective that it acts at once by removing all mental affections. Until we reach the stage of re-establishing a lost relation with Krishna, the illusion of accepting the body of the self will prevail, and thus fearfulness will also prevail. The great sage, after compiling Srimad Bhagavatam and revising it, taught to his son Sri Shukadeva Goswami, who was already engaged in self-realization. Okay, now first let me just get this very clearly, everybody. The 3 shlokas of Veda Vyasa are very important. Let us understand these shlokas, then I will proceed. Bhakti yogena manasi samyak pranihite amale apashyat purusham purnam maya tatapashayam. So what is the attitude of Vedavyasa? How did he meditate on the Lord? Not by Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga Manasi. Always Bhakti Yoga is upheld as the highest form of yoga. Bhakti Yoga Manasi Samyak Pranihite Amale. His heart was totally purified. Apashyat Purusham Purnam. He saw the Supreme Lord. Maya Tatapashayam. Maya under his total control. He saw first the whole situation. Krishna is there. His Maya is there. All of us are controlled of Maya. And Krishna is the controller of Maya. First thing, Vedavyasa got darshan of the Lord in total control of the situation. The next, this is the picture for that. Saw the Lord and Maya under his total control. The next, what did he see? Yaya samohito jiva atmanam tirgunatmakam paro api manute anartam tatkritam cha vipadyate. Yaya samohita jiva. How by Maya the living entity totally enchanted. Paro api, even though it is superior to the Maya and metal energy, still it is stuck here. Due to the external energy, the living entity, although transcended to 3 modes of metal nature, thinks of himself as metal product and thus undergoes the reaction to metal misery. So living entity is trapped in the metal world unnecessarily. The 6th verse, Anartho samam shakshat bhakti yogama dokshaje lokas ajanata vidyam chakre satata samhita. So previous shloka says, these sufferings are unnecessary. Okay, undergo the metal reaction. And this shloka says, Anartho samam shaksha bhakti yogama dokshaje. But he chakre satos, he combined the Vedic literature trying to save the conditional soul from the influence of Maya. He saw the metal means the living entity which is superfluous to him. It's not needed. Unnecessarily we are suffering here. Can he directly mitigate it by the linking process of devotion? If I connect people, it's a bhakti yoga to the Lord, they can be saved from the suffering they are undergoing in the lap of Maya. Shri Radha Govinda ki. But the mass of people do not know this, and therefore the learned Vyasa compiled the Vedic literature within relation to the supreme truth. Yasyaham vai shriyamanayam Krishne parama purushe bhakti utpadyate pumsam shokamoham bhayapaha. Simply by giving oral reception to the Vedic literature, the feeling of loving devotion of the Supreme Personality of God sprouts at once to extinguish the fire of lamentation, illusion, and fear. So this was the first level. Vedavyasa's position after hearing to Narada, he went for self. And after the process. So you could see Vedavyasa is so fortunate by following what Narada Muni said. So any one of us can become fortunate by hearing to Narada. Chalo, now let us go into the chapter. Now, see, he has introduced Shukamuni. He'll talk a little more about Shukamuni. There's a question from the sages at Naimisharanya, headed by Shaunaka Rishi. Shri Shaunaka asked Suta Goswami. So there are different stages. One thing is, Parikshit Maharaj is hearing Shukadeva Goswami. And after hearing this, the message goes to Suta Goswami. He hears in the assembly, and another place he repeats the whole thing. That is Suta Goswami speaking to the sage of the Naimisharanya. So the Bhagavatam will keep going back and forth between them or many other scenes. Just like क्या होता है movie में, some other scene they go into.
Flashback.
Yeah, flashback. The flashback. Shavanaka asked Sruta Goswami. Shukadeva Goswami is already in the path of self-realization and he was thus pleased with his own self. Why did he take the trouble to undergo the study of this vast literature? So Shukadeva Goswami, we discussed, he was a highly self-realized person. But why did he? In this world, he manifested first a Leela of being not interested in Krishna's pastime. He was self-realized. I understand. Actually, he's a Nitya Siddha, he's the associate of the Lord as a parrot. But still, he exhibited first the behavior. He's not interested about the personal form of the Lord, but interested in the impersonal form of the Lord. Suta vacha atmaramasya manayo nirigranti api urukrame kurvanti hetukem bhaktim itam bhuta guno harihi. Suta Goswami said that those who are atmaramas, totally satisfied in the self, nirigranti api urukrame, they also, even though they may have no attachment to this word, there are many meanings of the word nirigranti. Kurvanti hetukem bhaktim, they take up a devotion service to the Lord, because Krishna's glories are so wonderful. Itham bhuta guno hari. The Hari has such wonderful qualities. They surrender to the Lord, even Atmaramas. There is many examples in the Shastra of Atmaramas. The example is of, in fact, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a discussion with the various times, and he could explain this verse in 63 ways. Because each word has many meaning here. Atmaram has many meaning, Nirgranti has any meaning. So using that, he did that. Anyway, that is scholarly. 11 words here in the shloka, and using different meanings of the word, we get Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explain many explanations. That is happened in the past time with Sarva Bhattacharya. Sarva Bhattacharya was a great scholar. And when talking about devotional service, he got interested to know meaning of the shloka. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him, you explain. He explained 9 meanings. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained 63 meaning. He was a scholar. He understood this person is special. His God himself fell at his feet. That is Sarva Bhattacharya Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pastime. Okay. Hare Gunakshiptamati Bhagavan Badarayanihi Adyagan Mahadakyanam Nityam Vishnu Jana Priya. Shukadeva Goswami, son of Vyasa, was not only a transcendently powerful, he was also very dear to the devotees of the Lord, as he underwent the study of the glazed narration, Srimad Bhagavatam. So Shukadeva Goswami, son of Veda Vyasa, was a great devotee. But for some time he manifested a pastime, not interested in devotion. Only I am that, I am soul, I am soul. But after hearing from Veda Vyasa about Bhagavatam, he became totally self-realized. And just like Narad Muni delivered Veda Vyasa delivered Shukamuni at a particular point. Okay, both are pastime, because Veda Vyasa, incarnation of God, knows everything, and Shukamuni also knows everything. By the mercy of Sri Narada, Sri Vyasa was able to narrate great epic of Srimad Bhagavatam, and by the mercy of Vyasa, Sri Shukadeva Goswami was able to grasp the import. The transcendental qualities of the Lord are so attractive that Sri Shukadeva Goswami became detached from being completely absorbed in the impersonal Brahman and positively took up the personal activities of the Lord. Prabhupada says practically was thrown from the impersonal conception of the Absolute. He uses a strong word. This another example of this is the 4 sons of the Brahma, 4 Kumaras. I think many of you heard the story of Jaya Vijaya. So 4 Kumaras heard about Narayana from their father, but they not realized it. They realized already the Brahman aspect. So they wanted to see. So what they did, they by their own power traveled to Vaikuntha Loka. And at the gate they were stopped by Jaya Vijaya, then whole thing happens. They say, we want to see Narayana, why you are stopping us? That means you are envious of other living entities. We want to see the Lord, we are keen for that. Why you are stopping us? That they curse Jaya Vijaya, you are not fit to stay in the spiritual world. And that's the famous pastime. Lord comes and says to Jaya Vijaya, okay, you have been cursed now. What do you want? 3 births as the demons or 7 births as devotees? They say, we can't be away from you, my Lord. 3 births as demons are better. That's why they took 3 births. Jaya Vijaya took in the middle world. Actually, it is Krishna's arrangement, because Krishna sometimes wants to fight, wants to have fun of fighting. So his devotees give pleasure for the Lord in that mood. So the 4 sages finally saw Narayana. When they saw Narayana, they were totally so enchanted. They smelled the tulsi on the lotus feet of Narayana. and they saw the beautiful form of Lakshmi Narayana, they became devotees. So that is Srimad Bhagavatam recommended Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the spotless Purana. So Sud Goswami, the Asras and Rishis, Hari Shaunaka. Now I shall begin the transit narration of Lord Krishna on topics of birth, active deliverance of King Parikshit, sage among the king, as well as the topic renunciation of the worldly order by the sons of Pandu. So he wants to now bring out the scene of Shukadeva Goswami speaking to Parikshit Maharaj, and to set the scene of Bhagavatam, whole first canto goes into that. Whole first canto is setting the scene for Shukadeva Goswami going to speak to Parikshit Maharaj. So what happens to Parikshit Maharaj? The whole thing is being explained, chapter after chapter. How he sets the scene, how is he going to hear the Bhagavatam, and how Shukadeva Goswami is going to speak, the hero of Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is activity of the Lord are central. So other Puranas are also there, but Bhagavat Purana activities of the Lord are central. Srimad Bhagavatam is recommended Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the spotless Purana is pure. These readers are specifically told herein that other cantos of Bhagavatam are as important 10th canto. No one should try to go to the matter of the 10th canto without having thoroughly understood the purpose of the 9 cantos. So generally people have a lot of attraction to hear about Krishna Leela. Prabhupada is saying, be careful, that is in the Dasham Skanda. Bhagavatam is actually famous because of Krishna Leela. 90 chapters of Bhagavatam are discussing Krishna Leela. Prabhupada said, go systematically, first read 9 cantos, then go there. You should understand who is Krishna before you read about Krishna. So first glimpse into the pastimes of the Lord, the scene is being set. The explanation is there about Parikshit Maharaj, right from the birth, the hearer of Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam will go into these two personalities, Parikshit Maharaj, Shukadeva Goswami, understand both of them before the narration of Bhagavatam. Lord Krishna is seen as chariot driver of the devotee, they are chasing Arjuna. That's the first scene of Bhagavatam. When the respective warriors of both camps, namely the core of the Pandavas, are killed in the battle of Kurukshetra, and the dead warriors obtain the desired destination, the son of Dhritarashtra fell down, lamenting his spine broken, being beaten by the club of Bhimasena, son of Dronacharya Ashwatthama, beheaded the 5 sleeping sons. Ashwatthama, the son of Dronacharya Ashwatthama, beheaded the 5 sleeping sons of Draupadi and delivered the heads of the prize to his master, foolishly thinking he would please. Duryodhana, however, disappointed of the heinous act, and he was not at all pleased, at least. He was not happy. Ashwatthama told him, actually, I brought the sons of heads of the Pandavas. Duryodhana just touched the head, they were soft. He said, what you have done? It looks like you killed the sons of Pandavas. My God. After all of us are dead, they were the ones who could have continued the rule in the world. The next in the line, you killed them. Small children. So even he could not please his master, Ashwatthama. Lord Chaitanya insisted that all who are born in India seriously understand Krishna Katha, and then after full realization, preach the transit message to everyone in all parts of the world that will bring about desired peace and prosperity to the stricken world. Bharat Bhumila Janma Hoyar, Janma Sarthakari Karo Paropkar. Draupadi, the mother of 5 children, the Pandavas, after hearing of the massacre of her sons, began to cry in distress with eyes full of tears. Trying to pacify her great loss, Arjuna spoke to her thus. O gentle lady, when I present you the head of that Brahman after beheading him with the arrows from a Gandiva bow, I shall then wipe the tears from your eyes and pacify you. Then after burning your sons' bodies, you can take your bath standing on his head. He's just trying to pacify her. She's so angry. War is over and this person has gone and killed the 5 sons sleeping, which is all against the rules of the war. Arjuna is guided by the infallible Lord as a friend and driver that satisfied the dear lady by his statement. Then he dressed in the armor and armed himself with furious weapons. And getting into a chariot, he set out to follow Ashwatthama, the son of the martial teacher. Ashwatthama, the murderer of the princess, seeing from a great distance Arjuna coming to him at great speed, fled in his chariot, panic-stricken just to save his life, as Brahma fled in fear of Shiva. This is another pastime. When the son of Brahmana, Ashwatthama, saw his horses were tired, he considered that there was no alternative for protection outside of his using the ultimate weapon, the Brahmastra, nuclear weapon. Proper translated nuclear weapon. But it didn't require a factory to make it, just by chanting mantras. Since his life was in danger, he touched the water in his sanctity and concentrated upon chanting the hymns of throwing the nuclear weapon, although he did not know how to withdraw such weapons. Thereupon, glaring light spread in all directions. It was so fierce that Arjuna thought his own life was in danger. He began to address Lord Shri Krishna. The Prophet is explaining he purposely called herein to son Abra. A friend or son, here it doesn't say Brahma Bandhu, because he did not behave like a Brahmana. That's the kind of word which is used for. He is called here a Brahma Shiro, you see, the son of a Brahmana. The subtle forms of mental activity, the finer, the grosser method of mental manipulation. Such subtle forms of mental activity, the effect of the purification of sound, same method adopted here by chanting him as a nuclear weapon. So Prabhupada says, see, by chanting, you can create a nuclear weapon. But by chanting, you can go back to Krishna. More powerful than that. Hare Krishna mantra is more powerful than these weapons. What's the use at the end of the day? By chanting Hare Krishna mantra, you go back to spiritual world and eternally all your problems are over. What's the benefit of going to spiritual world? Eternally all the problems are over in one stroke. Arjuna said, "O my Lord Krishna, Krishna Krishna Mahabhaho Bhaktana Avayankara Tameko Hunda Dayamananam Apavargo Asi Samshite He." Arjuna said, "O my Lord Shri Krishna, you are the Almighty Personality of Godhead. There is no limit to your different energy. Therefore, only you are competent to instill fearlessness in the hearts of your devotees. Everyone in the flames of mental miseries can find the path of liberation in you only. So whenever you ask something from the Lord, first we have to offer prayers. That's an etiquette. The offerings of prayers to the Lord. He wants to ask Krishna from where this heat is coming. He was not able to understand the Ashwatthama had already thrown Brahmastra. So he's inquiring from Krishna, what's happening, Krishna? All this ferocious energy is coming from where? Samshite, Prabhupada spends a lot of time explaining samsiti. Whole material existence, all is suffering. Before birth, there is suffering in the womb. After birth, we are crying. Everybody comes crying. Nobody comes laughing. And then whole life, you go to schools, examination, then job, suffering and suffering, then old age, disease, death. There is no happiness. The devotee of the Lord is always fearless because of protection given by the Lord. Material existence is something like blazing fire in a forest which can be extinguished by the mercy of Lord Shri Krishna. The spiritual master is the mercy representation of the Lord. Spiritual master by his words can penetrate into the hearts of suffering person and inject knowledge transcendental, which alone can extinguish the fire of material existence. You are original personality, Godhead, who expands himself all over the creation and is transcendental material energy. You have cast away the effects of material energy by the dint of your spiritual potency. You are always situated in eternal bliss and transcendental knowledge. Krishna is just like the sun, and Maya or material existence is just like darkness. Whenever there is light of the sun, the darkness, ignorance can at once vanishes. As the sun is full of light only, similarly, Supreme Personality Godhead beyond the material existence, full of bliss, and is also full of transcendental varietedness. In his own abode, however, everything is eternal and absolute. And yet, although you are beyond the power of the material energy, you can execute the four principles of liberation characterized by religion and so on, for the ultimate good of the conditioned soul. He descends out of his causeless mercy only to reclaim the fallen souls who are captivated by the illusion energy. Although, in essence, living entity is unable to enjoy, he wants to enjoy. They are attracted by the material energy and they want to enjoy under false pretext, although, in essence, living entity is unable to enjoy. The Lord descends to eradicate the false sense of enjoyment and thus reclaim the conditioned soul back to Godhead. That is the all-merciful nature of the Lord for the fallen souls. You see, all lines of one is eternally the servant of the Lord. When he forgets his position, he thinks of enjoying the material world. Actually, he is an illusion. Again, the important line, the Lord descends to eradicate the false sense of enjoyment, thus reclaim the conditioned souls back to Godhead. That is the all-merciful nature of the Lord for the fallen souls. Thus, you descend as the incarnation to remove the burden of the world and to benefit your friends, especially those who are your exclusive devotees and are constantly wrapped in meditation upon you. Prabhupada is saying he is equal to everyone, yet he is more inclined to his own men and devotees. And it has nothing to do with the mundane idea of relations, fatherhood, anything like that. As mentioned above, the Lord is above the modes of mental nature, thus there is nothing mundane about his kinsmen and relations in the devotion service. Oh Lord of the Lord, that is asking this question, how is it that the danger of effulgence is spreading all around? Where does it come from? I do not understand it. Krishna sees the effulgence. Brahma says, what is this, Krishna? Anything that is presented before the personality Godhead should be so done after due presentation of respectful prayers. That's what Arjuna did. This is a standard procedure, and Arjuna, although intimate friend of the Lord, observing the method for general information. The Supreme Personality Godhead, know from me that this is an act of the son of Drona. He has thrown the hymns of nuclear energy, Brahmastra, and he does not know how to retract the glare. He has helplessly done this, being afraid of imminent death. So Brahmastra is similar to the modern nuclear weapons manipulated by atomic energy. The atomic energy works wholly on total combustibility, and so the Brahmastra also acts. It creates an intolerant heat similar to atomic radiation. The difference is the atomic bomb is a gross type of nuclear weapon, but the Brahmastra is a subtle type weapon produced by chanting hymns. In the subtle science of chanting hymns is also material, but it is yet to, this is material science actually, not spiritual, yet to be known by the modern material scientists. Prabhupada then concludes, as the son of a Brahmana, he should not have made so many mistakes, and the gross negligence of duty, he was to be punished by the Lord himself. O Arjuna, only another Brahmastra can contact this weapon. Since you are expert in military science, subdue this weapon's glaive with the power of your own weapon. So I think we stop at this 27 today. So Arjuna knows now. Let us see what happens tomorrow. You know that Krishna is going to protect Parikshit Maharaj. Correct? He will. Uttara will run to Krishna to protect, and Krishna protect. We'll read from Bhagavatam. See, we knew about it. We never knew so many details are there. Isn't it? Itna detail malum nahi tha. Thoda malum tha. Bhagavatam mein very nicely given. Yes, any questions? We can have some questions. We already touched 9 o'clock. Yeah, everybody is muted. Prabhuji, you unmute kar lijiye.
Sir, are these presentations there in ISKCON website, sir?
No, this is from Bhagavatam. I'm just reading shloka after shloka.
Can you make these available in the website, sir, so that if we want to refer, we can have your presentation for reference? No, sir.
No, notes.
I missed the initial classes as such, so I thought I could refer to your presentation. That's why.
Yes, Prabhuji, it's our humble request, Prabhuji. So that notes, like I was reading Bhagavad Gita notes, it is helping us. So this way, this will also help us to understand fast.
There's nothing in that. It's the same shlokas only and the translation. I can reconvert to PDF and I can share the PDF. I'll do that. All of them.
Actually, you say also, you elaborate it. Now, it's not just words and meaning. It's something more.
I just read. But Bhagavatam is very nice. Bhagavatam reading is very nice. Very sweet. Hare Krishna. Any question is there?
One simple.
Thank you, Prabhu. It's very nice, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
No questions, it's clear.
We know bhakti is the greatest,
Yeah.
but for stillness of mind also required for bhakti, and is just chanting, that is starting to chant sufficient, or we should follow some rules, yam niyam, some meditation, some breathing exercise.
See, as far as the spiritual practice, Harinama chanting is sufficient. Combined with Navavidha Bhakti, Shavadam, Kirtana, Smarana. The other processes are not needed. But definitely, two things should go parallelly. One side we should chant Hare Krishna, other side we should keep senses away from sense objects. That you can do. We don't smoke, we don't drink, we don't do all those things. That will help. What we do, just like when you're hearing Bhagavatam, it's like putting fire. And then after that, you should not put bucket of water over it. That you should not do. The process is very powerful, doesn't need any help from Ashtanga Yoga process or from any other process. Bhakti process is most powerful process. But usme balti pani nahi dal dena bas. That is what, I smoke, I smoke cigarette, I watch some movies. Don't do this. Now you're taking benefit of the most purest thing. It will work anyway. It will take more time to do that. Say suppose you're lighting fire and then you keep water. Then it will take more time for fire to light. So realization, darshana will not come, faith will not grow. If parallelly I keep doing activities, but it will be there in the beginning stage, we cannot suddenly renounce. Some experience are so beautiful, how we can give it up, correct?
Prabhuji, you're talking about Duryodhana. He was not pleased when Pandava's sons killed by Ashwatthama. Yeah. So that shows that he has also good qualities. And he has some dharma.
Down on the ground, Krishna felt very sad. Bhagavatam says he felt very bad. Why? He's Krishna's son only, no? He could have learned this. Krishna went for peace offer. He was offering him everything. Only 5 villages he had asked. This fellow didn't listen to that and had to die for that. So Krishna is a father. For him, he is a well-wisher even of Duryodhana. So good. Even Duryodhana did not throw weapons on Arjuna hearing Gita. He could have done that. He didn't do that. Correct? Even though he was a demon, better than the people of Kali Yuga. But a different analysis shows that Duryodhana is actually Kali personified. So not much to speak about him. Let us focus on Arjuna. Yeah, he is in the sense that anyway we died, Kauravas have died. There is nobody from our side to rule next. Pandavas' 5 children were there to rule as a dynasty. But here they are also killed. He was wondering who is going to rule next. Correct? Highly qualified. See, previously trading was also there. All the 5 sons were actually Maharathis, very powerful and good people who would have ruled very amazing after the Pandavas. Because Pandavas are already quite elderly. They were around 90-100-year-old. So now they have to pass over the throne, and they have killed all the 5 sons. He's wondering what is going to happen. Sad. Good. Some interesting point. He's also some good quality.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much.
Okay. Nice to hear Bhagavatam in the morning every day. Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
My
Very
request
nice.
is
I require the
please chant.
qualities
All
of
of you
everybody,
chant.
please.
As
Form.
please chant.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, I require the qualities. I don't receive that.
Hare Krishna. Morning time he has to go for cooking and different services. Correct?
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandat Pranam Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhu.